Spell your full name for the record, please. Derrell Carroll. Darrell Carroll. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Good morning. You're currently incarcerated? Yes, sir. Where did you grow up? In Murphy Home Project. Is that in Baltimore? Yes, sir. Have you lived your whole life in Baltimore? Yes, sir. How old are you right now? 32. How far did you get in school? 7th. 7th grade? Yes, sir. You've had several felony convictions. Is that right? Yes, sir. In 2006, you were convicted of possession with intent to distribute cocaine? Yes, sir. 2008, you were convicted of possession with intent to distribute heroin? Yes, sir. 2010, you were convicted of possession with intent to distribute heroin? Yes, sir. And recently, you pled in federal court to a drug conspiracy. Is that right? Yes, sir. Have you been sentenced for that plea? For that plea of guilty? No, sir. When you pled guilty, did you plead guilty pursuant to a plea agreement? Yes, sir. Was that also a cooperation agreement? Yes, sir. So is it fair to say at some point you decided that you would cooperate with the government? Yes, sir. Other than that plea agreement and the cooperation agreement, is there any other promises that you're aware of, either from law enforcement or from my office, with regard to your cooperation? No. Has anyone threatened or coerced you to get you to testify or cooperate with the government? No. Do you understand, because of that cooperation agreement, that none of your statements can be used against you? Yes, sir. Is it fair to say you're cooperating because you hope to receive a lesser sentence? Yes, sir. And right now, you face a 10-year mandatory minimum. Is that right? Yes, sir. Do you hope by cooperating that you'll get less than 10 years? Yes, sir. Before you were incarcerated on this current charge, when was the last time you were in jail? 2010 to 2015. 2010 to 2015? Yes, sir. And when did you get out in 2015? I think March the 11th. March 11th. Okay. And how long did you stay out? Until 2016. Do you remember approximately when you were detained or arrested in 2016? October 11th, something like that. I ain't really sure the exact date. Did you give a month? It was in October. October. Okay. During that time period that you were not in jail in 2015 and 2016, did you use drugs? Yes, sir. What type of drugs did you use? Percocets and weed. Weed meaning marijuana? Yes, sir. All right. After you got out of jail, did you become involved in drug trafficking? Yes, sir. How long? How long did it take before you got back involved in drug trafficking? Probably a month. Okay. Did you work by yourself? Did you work with someone? With some people. Did you work for someone? Yes, sir. Who was that? Black. Black. Anybody else? Black. Probably Richie Rod, Gorilla Mall, Fat Mall, Moo Moo, Row. Your Honor, I'm sorry. Trouble hearing? I'm having a little trouble hearing the witness. Row. And just keep close to that microphone and talk right into it. Row and Nick. Slow down. Those are all the folks that you work for or with? Excuse me. Work with. Okay. Did you work at a drug shop? Yes, sir. Who ran that drug shop? The one on Pennsylvania was Pipe. Okay. So you worked at a drug shop on Pennsylvania Avenue? Yes, sir. And was that the first place you worked after you got out of jail in March 2015? Yes, sir. I'm going to show you on the screen Government's Exhibit P44. Do you recognize that individual? Yes, sir. And who's that? Pipe. What was your role at the drug shop? To make sure everybody out there, make sure all the hitters out there. Okay. Did you actively participate in the distribution of drugs? Yes. What did you do? Sometimes I get ahead of the packs, or sometimes if they ain't out there, I hit. So sometimes you would bring the packs to the hitters? Yes, sir. And sometimes you'd be a hitter? Yes, sir. What does that mean to be a hitter? What you mean? Like what? What does a hitter do? They sell. They sell people. They sell to people. Okay, they sell the drugs. All right. And if if Pipe ran the shop, or if it was his shop, what would he do? What would he do on a daily basis? He won't be out there. He'll just, when the shop closed, he'll collect the money. Would he be out at the shop sometimes? Yeah. If he was out at the shop, was he the one distributing the drugs? Yeah. Yes, sir. If he was at the shop, would he physically distribute the drugs? No. Okay. So if he was out at the shop, what would he do? Just hang out? He'd just hang out and make sure everything ran right. Okay. You also said you worked with someone named Rao. Is that right? Yes, sir. Did he work with you in the shop on Pennsylvania Avenue? Yes, sir. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Government's Exhibit P40. Do you recognize that individual? Yes, sir. Who is that? Rao. Is Rao an unusual nickname in Baltimore? Yes. It's unusual? Do you know anybody else named Rao in Baltimore? Yes. Okay. I'm going to put up Government's Exhibit P40. Who's that? That's Rao.